Okay, did a couple things differently. There's still a few mechanical issues to work out, but I'm kind of losing heart. If I don't get to fabricate something every now and then kind of goes sideways on me. Here's what I've done so far. On Cherokees, you run into an issue in the front where when the tire moves up, it also moves forward. So it helps to put a little bit extra clearance here. This is what's going to happen if you put a set of Bushwhacker fender flares on, or more of the aftermarket fender flares. They advise you to do a cut right here, level with the bottom of the front header panel. And that's what I've done. There's quite a few things to strip out of here, and we'll go over a little bit of it. What you're going to need to do is lay out your line where you want to cut. And then everything below that line pretty much goes away. There used to be a strut right here that held part of the lower panel, or the lower fender. This one had the trailering option, and it also had the towing package. So what Jeep did in their early years, I think 87 and 88, and I've seen this on an 89, they had a small panel that helped share some of the load, and it's bolted onto the front sheet metal cross member. And here's all of the parts that go away when you do this. You got the lower balance panel, quite a few smaller chunks that you cut off from the Jeep, and of course this huge tow hook assembly. I'm going to use this bracket again as a template for when I build the front bumper. One of the other problems you'll run into with these Cherokees, early model Cherokees, use a vacuum canister that mounted in the front bumper, and you're going to have to find some place to remount this bad boy. Not really that hard, but it is a pain in the butt. And on this side, you can see everything that went away. The lower fender, part of the lower fender flare, quite a bit of this rubber's got to go, and of course this strut has got to go, and we'll have to take that whole assembly off once again on this side, and that'll be going in the garbage. Couldn't live with it any longer. Had to see what my project was going to look like on completion, so I put a set of 30 by 950 tires on and did a little bit of wax and paint prep. What we're going to end up doing is vinyl lining this entire fender, and this body line downwards is going to be vinyl lined all the way back to the back end of the Jeep. Like I said, couldn't live without a little fabrication, so we've got a new rear bumper. Didn't want to go too hardcore with it, so there's no trailer receiver mounted into it because we already had one to begin with, and tried to maintain body lines. Continue to do a little bit of prep here, and then it'll be going out for paint. And kept this body line here. We'll have to pull that dent, and it allows you to get in and out of the rear hatch without too many problems. So this part's done. Onto the front bumper. I'll get a few shots of that when we're done. And just as a reminder, here's the other side of the Jeep, what we started with. Things are looking up. Should be getting a little further down the road.